This conference will now be recorded.
Call meeting to order. Duke, will you salute the flag, please?
Well, if we have to wait till he's,
Yeah, I'm in a hurry tonight.
Okay. Chairman Isabel.
Present.
Legislator Patel.
Here.
Legislator Kelly.
present.
Legislator Sweet. Legislator Headwell.
Present.
Legislator Wilson.
Present.
Legislator Duchessis.
Present.
Legislator Peck.
Present.
Okay, now.
Yeah, we're ready, right? Yep. Duke? Please do the
I'm
honor.
gonna find stuff.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And justice.
And we're gonna have a moment of silence, please. Is he here or not? No, he hasn't come tonight, has he? For Laverne W. Whitey Smith. That's Jeff Smith's father, who recently passed away at 78 years old. I wish he was here. I wish Jeff had come tonight. He was a lifelong resident. Whitey was a graduate of Fort Plain High School, class of 1961. That's all I was around. 1961, following graduation, he went to work for Palatine Dye in St. Johnsville. He worked the night shift for 7 years and then worked for Fort Plain Printing for a short time. In 1970, he began a long career with Montgomery County. Whitey worked his way up the ladder in DPW. He had 30 years of service in 2000 when he retired. He was maintenance supervisor, and he was very proud of that title.
Oh, you won't get video. What they show? Can I get it on YouTube? So we're Montgomery County.
Please silence your mics, please.
And thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you, sir. We have public comment. I'm going to limit the public comment, so speak fast. It's a holiday week. Go ahead.
May I speak? Calling in, Meg Kennedy from Otsego County.
You sure can.
Okay, I'm setting the timer on my phone. Thanks so much for the privilege of speaking with you tonight, Chairman Isabel and County Legislature at Montgomery County. I really would rather be there in person, but I hope we can sort of meet over the phone here. We should all be used to it by now. And I am the chairman of the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank Board of Directors, and told Dombrowski is there this evening to speak with you regarding the issues that he's going to bring up, and I'm just here to just speak a little bit as a fellow legislator. I'm a member of the Otsego County Board of Representatives since 2016, which I joined the Board of Representatives and was immediately appointed to the Land Bank Board, which was in its infancy at that time. And I met Carl Gustafson, who has ably represented your county on that board for a number of years now. We've worked together over the course of 5 years, gaining ground with the mission of the land bank to take foreclosed upon properties and either demolish, rehabilitate, and take them back onto the tax rolls. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how Otsego County has taken a slow start to the mission of the land bank, but is now fully on board with recognizing the value that the land bank brings to the communities where the properties are either being rehabilitated or demolished. And seeing the service that the land bank provides, we have gone to a model now where, and we're still regularizing things. This has been a very long process over 5 years, but we have taken the longer view of 100% forgiveness of the tax bill on the properties that the land bank takes over, and have been very satisfied with the results. And of course, I'm sitting on the land bank board. I have a great opportunity to talk to my colleagues and keep them abreast of the development. So, as a fellow legislator, I respectfully ask that you consider Tova's request tonight to forgive the fees, interest, and penalties on the tax bills that were on the properties that we took over from Montgomery County. And I think I'm nearing the end of my time, so I am very thankful to have the opportunity to speak with you tonight, and also to work with Carl on the land bank, and just ask that you listen to Tova's presentation and please mind his request. Thank you.
We're not here for a presentation tonight, it's just open public comment.
Yeah, it's not a presentation, I'm
We're
sorry.
not here for any
Yeah,
presentation.
no,
Oh, I'm sorry, I misrepresented what it was.
no.
All right, thank you very much. Next.
Hi there, Tolga Marossi, Executive Director of the Greater Mohawk Valley Land Bank. I just circulated just a few items with Cheryl. There's 3 letters of support from some of our municipalities, from the mayors, just speaking to the amount of work we've done in their communities over the past 4 years. As of today, we've invested $635,000, primarily in demolitions, but also in renovations in Montgomery County. That's just within Montgomery County. And I will direct you to look at the final page there, which has a spreadsheet. What you'll see on that page is the relative property taxes as well as assessed value of all our properties by county. What I'll draw your attention to is in black under the taxes owed column, you can see all the taxes that were set aside in other counties. And then in the red, that's what is currently being assessed from Montgomery County. The second column reflects what we've paid already. We've already paid to date $30,000 in taxes to Montgomery County and the municipalities. So we're asking that you consider at this or a subsequent meeting 2 things. One, the interest, penalties, and fees of $19,275.35 as of 11/30 be considered to set aside. We've worked diligently with the county and the municipalities to correct errors, and in October, you passed a resolution to correct errors in taxes that were incorrectly billed to the land bank. So that has now been corrected, but during that time, we had accumulated interest, penalties, and fees. And the second thing is we currently owe $61,000 roughly in property taxes. And what we would ask is that the county consider settling that amount as per the passage in the IMA at the top, which allows the county to settle for $26,000 and change, which would be 43% of the total. Just based on our investment, we're working with our communities, demoing houses. We haven't had a demo team since 2010, so I would just ask that you consider that respectfully.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me just,
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question regarding this.
I'm not going to open it up to questions for this report. This was not planned for this evening.
Okay.
All right, you can do that in committee, sir, or you can plan on having a committee for it, okay?
Okay.
can I just see if anyone
Thank
else
you.
up here needs to talk?
Okay.
Anyone online wishing to speak from the public?
Very good. Anyone else here wishing to speak tonight? I have I'm just gonna add my point of view on the end of this. I have several comments from some other areas that the land bank serviced, and I don't think it's right to do it in this forum, so we'll do it at a meeting at some point, okay? And is there any other comments here?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I was just looking for a clarification as to one of the numbers that Toga mentioned that is not on the sheet.
Mr. Duchessis, go ahead.
So,
Very brief, please.
under number 2,
Yes.
the reduction was from what original figure?
I believe it's 61,840, but I can email you the correct number or the exact number.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Duke, for being here. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak to anyone about anything right now? Okay, then we close the public comment, and now let's open up to communications. You have no communications, all right, let's look for a sponsor and a second for the approval of the minutes. Okay, Legislator Haverhill, Legislator Kelly. Kelly? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, and let's do an acceptance of the, acceptance of the budgetary transfer. Do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll move it. I'll move it.
Do you know who that is? I can't really tell from that.
Captain Wilson.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, we have acceptance of the procurement record. Do I have a sponsor and a second for that?
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Dan?
And will.
I'll second.
Legislator Bob Hennell Jr. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Do we have any old business? Okay, do we have new business? Yes, we do. We have let's see, what is this here? I cannot read this. What is clerk?
Motion to amend the agenda to add resolution 218.
Do I have a motion for that?
I like it.
A second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to new business. Resolution number 201, a resolution appointing legislative district number 3 for county legislator, sponsored by Legislator Isabel and Legislator Pep. Is there discussion on that? I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hello?
Diggle said aye.
Any abstentions? Congratulations.
Resolution passed.
Welcome back to the board. Very good.
Welcome back, Roy.
Man, I didn't think I'd be doing this in December.
We have two clerks in one
Right.
place. That's kind of rough for you.
Raise your right hand. I, Roy S. Diamond,
I, Roy S. Diamond,
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Montgomery County Legislator District 3
of the office of Montgomery County Legislator District 3
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations, Legislator Diamond.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna sign that, and then she's
Sure, okay, just say a few words.
Go right ahead.
It's great to be back
The
in
floor is yours. 3 minutes.
All right, it'll only take 2 minutes. It's great to be back in the chamber, and it's an honor to represent the people of District 3 again and the people of Montgomery County. And I just want to tell you a short story before we get back to the business of the people. And my father told me about this years ago, and it's an experience or a syndrome, and it's called the WHO experience. And if you say you lose a election or you've been out of the public eye for a while, you send somebody a text or something, they go, Roy who? Or you send them an email and they go, Roy who? Or you leave them a voicemail. And they listen to the voicemail and they go, Roy who? So I experienced this Monday. I told my mother, I said there was a lot of you know my mother, she comes to the gallery once in a while there, short little Italian woman. I said, Mom, they called me up, there's an opening in the legislature and they want me to take it. She goes, oh. And I said, well, they're having a meeting Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And, you know, you're welcome to come. And she said, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock? I said, yeah. She goes, well, the Hallmark Christmas movie's on, my favorite one. she said, you know, let me know how it turns out. So thank you all. Look forward to working with all of you, and let's get back to the people's business.
Well, in today's technology, you can let her watch Facebook Live.
She can keep a word, one eye on Facebook and one eye on the Hallmark. She sure has an appetite.
Oh, yeah.
I know I used to see you over there.
Yeah.
Wait a second, it comes down.
Okay, hold on.
So, you remember it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very secure.
Yeah.
Got the band back together, huh?
Yeah.
I did that though, right.
Oh, thank you.
Let me know when you're ready to proceed, clerk. You all set?
Okay. Go.
Good.
Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, resolution number 202, resolution amending the 2020 operating budget, social services. And because we had no committee meeting, I need a sponsor for that.
I'll sponsor.
Okay, a second?
I'll sponsor.
Okay, Mike, you're a second.
Okay.
All right, any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass. Pass.
Okay, resolution number 203, resolution amending the 2020 operating budget. Traverse Desktop and Mobile Suite? That's software, I believe, right, and this is for social services. Do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor.
I'll sponsor.
Okay, sponsor and
I'll
second.
second.
Dan would second it, okay. All right, any discussion on that software? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 204, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign an amended agreement with Lero Engineering Incorporated for engineering services, shared services facility, economic development. Do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor.
Second.
Number 7.
Okay, Mike, we got Headwell and Diamond sponsored.
Okay.
And Will and Diamond, okay, very good. Any discussion on that? favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, we have, let's see, we're doing resolution number 205. Resolution number 205, that's authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement for construction services shared service facility.
So moved.
Okay?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
We got two.
Duchessis and Pep.
All right, is there any discussion on that?
We need a motion to amend this resolution.
Okay, we need a motion now to amend that resolution.
Make motion to amend.
I'll second.
Okay, you can catch that better than I can right now with this thing on.
Okay.
All right.
For the two legislators online, the motion to amend is to add to the resolve clause Atlantic Testing Laboratories, 22 Corporate Drive, Clifton Park, New York, 12065, for the special inspection and construction materials, engineering and testing services at a cost not to exceed $25,000.
Okay, is there any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Yeah.
Any abstentions?
The amendment passed,
Okay, all right.
so let's vote on the
Now we have to vote on the resolution as amended. And that was sponsored by the other sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution number 206, resolution establishing one additional LPN position and amending the 2020 budget and 2021 operating budget. Public health. Sarah.
I'll sponsor that.
Okay, and I'm going to second that, all right?
Patel and Isabel.
Okay, any discussion?
I have lots of discussion. How much time do I have?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. So first of all, I wanted to thank the board this year very much for the support for our department. It's been quite a difficult year for us. When we're looking at this position, establishing an LPN position, part of the funding will come from our opiate grant. So we receive a ton of grant funding even through a pandemic. And so when we're looking at this position, our plan is to use rollover funding to support this position. On Monday, I received word that one of my nurses would be leaving us. So that position will be vacant. So come January, February, the personnel officer, Nicole Yeagle, and I will be working on some restructuring within our department because those grant funds will still stay. We will still have state aid to support a majority of our positions in the department. For example, today we had 45 new positive cases, and being down 1 staff, let alone 2 staff, is going to put a huge increase on my budget. My overtime costs, if we look at what we're spending in overtime, as well as on-call costs, my phone bill this month was 105 pages long. When I get that from Commissioner Mead every month, the cost just keeps rising and rising. And I think with the addition of this position, if we can maintain it, would decrease a number of our overtime costs and on-call, as well as the staff. My staff is burned out. We're working Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, 7 days a week. My staff is taking work home, and all of that is increasing the cost. So we're hoping that with this additional person, part of that stipulation is they will have to maintain their licensure as an LPN, as well as seek further education to become an RN, which would then be a permanent position supported by state aid from New York State. So again, thank you for your support this year, and if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Any other questions?
Thank you, gentlemen. Oh.
No one has any other questions? There's so much going on over there.
So,
Okay, yes.
Are we able to make an amendment to the budget that hasn't taken place yet?
If the treasurer was here, we could ask him that tonight.
He is on the line. Sean is online, but in the resolution, it does say amending the 2021 effective January 1st. We have done that. Sean, did you hear Legislator Kelly's question?
No, I didn't.
He wants to know if we're able to make the amendment to a 2021 budget now.
You've done a resolution like this in the past.
And I ask this question every time it comes up.
Anything else?
What was that?
I'm asking if there's any other questions.
We're good, Sean, thanks.
Okay, so we take a vote on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Very good. Resolution number 207, resolution amending the 2020 operating budget for grant agreement, federal operating assistance, CARES funding, and that's the Department of Transportation. Do I have a sponsor for that?
Second.
Headwell and Pep.
Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution number 208, resolution scheduling second public hearing, Montgomery County CDBG grant, Office of Homes and Community Renewal. Do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor.
I'll second.
Patel, Wilson.
Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution number 209, right? Okay, resolution 209, scheduling second public hearing on Montgomery County Agriculture Micro Enterprise Program. Do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor.
Patel.
And legislator Kelly. Okay, second. Okay, all in favor, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any-
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed?
Pass.
Legislator, legislator number 210, okay. Resolution number 210, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement with LexisNexis Public Defender. Do I have a sponsor for that? I'll sponsor that.
I'll second.
Isabel.
Second.
Okay.
Isabel, Pat.
Is there any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution number 211, a resolution authorizing the county executive to sign contracts, insurance coverage. County executive, do I have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor.
Headwell.
Legislator Hagel Jr. Anybody else?
I'll second.
Okay.
Wilson.
Okay, well, I gotta get used to seeing you over there.
Same here.
Okay, all right. Is there
We need-
any
we need a-
discussion on, that's Nicole.
We need an amendment. No, this is
I have a
not
question.
Nicole. Go ahead, legislator Pep.
What's going in on all those blanks?
That's where the motion to amend is coming up.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to amend.
The motion to amend is to add Travelers Insurance Company. Is that the full name, Megan? Travelers for an amount of not to exceed $35,000.
Your voice just got better, Martin.
I'll second that if need be, if there's no one else.
Kelly and Isabel sponsored the amendment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Amendment passed.
Okay, now we have to vote on the resolution, correct? That's resolution number
211.
211. And all in favor? Is there any discussion on resolution number 211? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 212, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement, Office for the Aging.
I'll sponsor.
Okay, legislator
I'll
Kelly.
second.
Kelly, Headwell.
Legislator Headwell. Roy usually sponsors anything with that also, so.
That's true, yes, thanks for remembering.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution number 213, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement for Cornell Cooperative Extension.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator.
Seven, sponsor.
I got Kelly and Pep.
Kelly and Cup? Okay, I can't hear anything out of that there, so.
I got
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 214, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement, soil and water.
Sponsor.
I'll second.
Patel and Kelly.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 215, resolution authorizing county executive to sign agreement with Midwest Employers Casualty Company for excess workers' compensation coverage. Sponsor.
Seven.
Diamond and Pep.
Roy and,
Pep.
okay, Roy and Doug. Any discussion on that?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I just want to ask if this increase was budgeted, anticipated and somehow budgeted for with this cost.
Nicole, do you have that answer? She's sitting right here in the audience.
I do have that answer. No, that was not an anticipated increase. We did not get the quote until this week, and we did not get the binding for coverage until today.
You were explaining to me that
Okay.
the original bid came in at what?
The original bid came in at over $50,000 over last year's cost, so our TPA went out for bid, shopped the market, and the most competitive quote was through Midwest at just $17,000 over last year's cost.
Right now, it's not, right now you got it down to what, 17?
$17,000 over.
17,000.
Anything else?
Nicole, how do you plan to cover it? How do you plan to cover the fund balance or some other shift in your budget?
I will hope for some other shift in my balance. I'm going to have to evaluate it on a short notice, and then potentially come back in January to discuss that if I'm unable to find that money in the budget, in my current budget.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, resolution authorizing county executive to sign agreement with Midwest, we did that.
No,
The Midwest
216.
Casualty Company?
No, 216.
216, I'm sorry, we just did that one. Okay. Resolution approving abstract of audited claims. Do I have a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Dan? I'll second that.
Wilson and Isabel.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Pass.
Number 217, resolution setting the date and time of our 2021 organizational meeting. Do I have a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
A second?
I'll second.
Caldwell, Wilson.
Any discussion on that?
The meeting will be on Tuesday, January 5th at 6 p.m.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay, I want it on the first.
Voting no?
Voting no. I vote no every year.
Pass.
You didn't let me say any abstention.
That you did.
All right, and then we have that one, we're all set on that. 2018. Resolution 2018. Whereas the Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency in Montgomery County has developed the Glen Canal View Business Park.
Just 218.
All right, sorry about that. Resolution authorizing agreement, well testing Glen Canal View Park Business Park.
I'll sponsor.
Okay, Hadwell
Hadwell and Diamond.
We have discussion over that. Is Ken here or did he leave?
Ken's here.
Any discussion on that?
I guess it doesn't matter, we're moving the money, but are we okay in that fund line? Where the revenue is coming from?
Yes.
We are okay.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Pass.
There you go. Is there any other business to discuss tonight? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Chair, just,
Yes, go ahead. No,
Go
go ahead.
ahead,
I
Mike.
didn't adjourn that, Mike, no. Go ahead.
I just wanted a quick, since we don't have committee meetings, the, dashboards are on your desk. 2 quick points. One, on sales tax, we're tracking at a still over 34 million. If you take these receipts through September, divide by 9, multiply times 12. Sean says we're down, about 140 year over year in this quarter. So we could end up somewhere 33 and a half, something like that, and our goal is 31. And with respect to BSS, the claims have been submitted through October, journal entries through September. Sean expects the October journal entries by next week. No word on November, which should be filed by the 20th of this month. That's it, unless you have any other questions. Thank you.
I have a question, Mike, on that. Being that we're down over $2 million between state and federal aid over previous year to date. And is that just because of billing, or is there some other anomalies?
I would, my opinion, yes, but let Sean answer that too, please, legislator Patel.
Yeah, let's clear Patel, that's a timing issue. Last year, the September journal entries were already booked, and they're not booked on this dashboard.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm all set, thank you.
Okay, any,
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
so we have a motion.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
So moved.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Motion by Kelly, who's second?